Okay, my name is Colin Boyd. I'm currently in Portland, Maine. I do a number of things professionally, but with this platform, I do flow state consciousness and peak performance coaching. So I help people access the state of flow with more regularity and depth in their daily lives. I knew through my background in marketing, like having a CRM would allow me to scale and grow my business in a way that I wouldn't leave clients behind and forget about them. I was also looking for some functionality around building programming and having digital tools to send my clients. And so what I liked about Quenza was being able to build a more build a user experience through like a more design friendly tool rather than just a blank question and answer box on a screen. So it felt like, you could create a space for your client to check into regularly that it helps to build a habit. Like this is their time and space to work on their peak performance protocols and habits. And the fact that they have their own interface, I can design it, I can pull on different, singular homework assignments or a pathway. It felt like a good solution compared to what else was out there. I'm not using it as effectively as I could, but I see myself building pathways for specific challenges that my clients come to me with. So if somebody says, I've been doing this for X amount of years, but I feel like I've grown out of it, and I don't really know what my purpose is. I don't really know what what I'm supposed to do here. Then I'll build like a purpose pathway and say, okay, cool, let's work on that. And along with our weekly calls, here's your homework assignment that's going to take us through 4 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. And what I would like to do is begin to have more of those pathways, and so my clients I can build more cost-effective pathways for people to engage with. So rather than speaking with me and having me explain that, it's all available for them to engage with in their own time and online. So building like their own timeline to do the work and have access to those materials. So for example, next week I'll be hosting my third flow immersion this year. And so I invite a group of men to an outdoor adventure experience with all these flow triggers and flow education built into it. So it's like a weekend retreat, but it's really this immersive experience for men. So through, those producing that kind of experience is something that I really enjoy, and facilitating for a group is something that I really enjoy. But it's really important for me that my clients that show up get the effective tools that they need to put in place to actually create change in their lives. It's one thing to go and, drop $1,000 on a intense weekend retreat. But for me, that's not the point. The point is to say, and here's the tools to build into your life. And so I think the pathways in which I was just speaking of would be the supporting tool for my clients to go home with, to engage with. When I initially took the time to build the structures and programs, I knew that when I signed up a new client, I had that in place, and I didn't have to stress about, okay, what document am I going to pull, and how am I going to build it, and how are they going to receive it? So the investment of time into my digital tool set has created less stress for me and more time to focus on my clients' actual problems. However, or challenges, problems, opportunities for growth. And I think the more that I build systems and structures inside of Quenza, the more functionality I will have to serve my clients in the best possible way. And so it's really a time saver, and allows me to really focus on them and not on how to deliver key messages or get work from them in a way that that feels seamless.